What's up guys, Dutogiraikonoka here, and welcome to the Blackrock Mountain wing review. This isn't really so much of a review as a spoiler, for those of you curious. I mean, you could find this out for yourselves, really, pretty much right now. But, basically the Blackrock Spire, or the Blackrock Mountain wings have been announced, and their rewards have been given. And, what people might not necessarily know is what class rewards you get and quite how the wings are formatted. The wings aren't open themselves, but we can look at what's in them. So, week 1, we're getting Grim Patron, Gang Up, Resurrect, and Emperor Tharzan as rewards for completing the normal mode bosses. This means that, first of all, we're getting the most OP legendary right off the bat, which is pretty interesting, but the Emperor Tharzan improvement is most relevant in slower decks, like Priest, Warrior, probably Druid, and probably Rogue. And Paladin. Yeah, he's just good in a lot of decks. But still, the one place he's not super good is Hunter. So, there you go. On top of that, with Priest getting Resurrect, which is the card that I really wanted to test more than anything else for Priest right now. Basically, Priest will be in a really good spot after this update, because if Resurrect is better than Light of the Naru for a Priest deck, we're going to figure it out pretty quickly, and we'll be able to use it against all these other classes that have not gotten their cards yet that are actually super relevant. Grim Patron and Gang Up. I'm not sure about Gang Up. Maybe Rogue gets to do its testing too. Maybe we'll see an Emerging Control Rogue. But given that Priest gets Resurrect, I'm honestly just fine with having that come out at the same time. And Grim Patron, maybe you'll see some combo decks with Warrior that are kind of dirtling around at the bottom, but I feel like a Grim Patron combo deck that works with like Warsong Commander, which now will properly allow spawned Grim Patrons to get charge, actually. I feel like that's along the lines of a Divine Spirit Inner Fire combo Priest deck, where it's like, yeah, okay, you might get it to get you up to rank 10. But that's about where you're going to stay with it, because it's not that great of a deck. There is another thing that's happening, though, is the class cards, and I can't really pull them up here for you guys, unfortunately. But we are getting Quick Shot as the Hunter class card from this wing, and we're getting Dragon's Breath as the Mage class card from this wing. So, that means we're also getting Quick Shot and Dragon's Breath. Dragon's Breath is pretty irrelevant, but with Quick Shot coming out, this is going to make a really difficult testing field for Resurrect, because Quick Shot is basically going to just be thrown into Face Hunter decks, and Face Hunters are going to try to absolutely surge up the ladder with it. And I think the only deck that is equipped to potentially stop it right now is Priest. And quite honestly, having Resurrect over Light of the Naru might not be the best idea when a Face Hunter gets Quick Shot. So, yeah, we'll have to see about that. And the other unfortunate thing is that we don't see Flame Waker in here to help combat that. In fact, Flame Waker doesn't come out until a lot later. But still, that's week 1, is we're going to see the Priest class getting improvements, and we're going to see Hunter getting a lot of improvements, and a potential Control Rogue maybe working, sort of. Still, getting the most OP legendary first, I don't know. That's fine with me. Next up, the Molten Core is week 2. We have Druid of the Flame, Blackwing Tech, Imp Gang Boss, and Major Domo Executus, as well as the Warrior class card Axe Flinger, and the Shaman class card Lava Shock. Lava Shock probably will not be relevant when the Molten Core comes out quite yet, because we don't have Mr. Fireguard Destroyer until week 4. Which means that I don't think Shaman decks will actually get a buff until they see the Fire Guard. But I'm sure people will be testing out Overload decks and seeing how they can abuse Lava Shock in them. We're getting Major Domo Executus, basically not getting a card that is a legendary out of this, that is relevant. We're getting the Blackwing Technician, but if you'll notice, conveniently, we don't have any dragons yet. So Blackwing Tech's pretty useless out of this wing until we can get actual dragons. We're also getting Druid of the Flame, so maybe we will see Druids getting their improvement, maybe running Druid of the Fang to synergize. We'll have to watch that a little bit, but this week, honestly, isn't even a full improvement for the Zoo deck, because you still don't have Demon Wrath, and you still don't have Dragon Egg. So, Imp Gang Boss is a better version of Harvest Golem, sure, but you're not going to see a huge boost, or a huge benefit to running Imp Gang Boss over Harvest Golem until you get these other cards to improve Zoo. So that's week 2. Week 3, we get Core Rager, Dragon Consort, Dragon Egg, and now Zoo's getting more of its buff rolling, and Rend Blackhand. Rend is also obsolete. We're also getting the Druid class card, Volcanic Lumber, and the Priest class card, Twilight Whelp. Twilight Whelp and Volcanic Lumber are both obsolete and constructed. Core Rager is useless. Dragon Consort is useful, but if you'll notice, we still don't have any dragons aside from Dragon Consort to run with Blackwing Technician, so you still can't make a new dragon deck yet. And you've got the Dragon Egg to throw in Zoo, but you still don't have Demon Wrath, which is what really makes the Zoo class get its biggest improvement. Even if it's only a one of in the Zoo deck, in my opinion. Again, you guys should see the Zoo Theorycraft video. But yeah. So that's week 3. Week 4, still no dragons. Still no dragons. We've got Revenge for Warriors, which again I've stated in my card review I don't think is super relevant. We've got Flamewaker to finally combat 3 weeks of having Face Hunter running rampant around, with the only notably improved classes to combat it being Druid and Priest. No other class has actually gotten a significant enough improvement to combat it. We finally get Hungry Dragon for Priest. And so Priest's improved deck is basically online before everything except Face Hunter. And just rearing to go. So I think Priest is going to be, before week 5 of Blackrock, one of the stronger classes, honestly. But Hunter might stay at the top because of Quickshot. We also get Fire Guard Destroyer, so Overload Shaman is fully online. And we get Chromagus, which we're getting some components now for Dragaddon, but really all the really strong dragons have not been released yet. We're also getting the class card of Dark Iron Skulker for Rogue and Demon Wrath for Warlock. So now Warlock is online with Priest and Shaman, and Paladin's still dirtling around. Druid is not getting a ton of improvements, and Mage can finally kind of combat Face Hunter and turn it off. And now Zoo sees its rise. So I think that's what's going to happen around week 4, is we're going to finally see Zoo really coming forth, because you get Demon Wrath week 4, and Flamewaker shuts down Face Hunter. And then we'll have, of course, Priest and Shaman who don't care about pathetic Flamewaker against them, because these minions are just ridiculous as 4-drops. Week 5, the Hidden Laboratory, where we finally see all of the good dragon cards with Volcanic Drake, Blackwing Corruptor, and Draconid Crusher. I'm not sure if Dragonkin Sorcerer is going to be relevant in a Dragaddon style deck. I guess you could give it like Hand of Protection or Blessing of Might, and that would be pretty good with it. Blessing of Might turns it into a 7/6 to combat the rather annoying what's it called? Fire Guard Destroyer. And a Hand of Protection turns it into a 4/6 with Divine Shield, which is pretty good. We get Nefarian, who I don't think will see play. And we get the class cards, just Solemn Vigil. But that does further bring Dragaddon online. So, yeah. We're seeing a lot of improvement for Paladin in week 5, and we're seeing improvement for mid-range Hunter with Volcanic Drake, and possibly even for Face Hunter with Volcanic Drake coming out. But this is a weird layout because all of the dragons are kept till week 5, so in all of the Blackrock expansion, Blizzard is giving people who want to make the brand new Paladin dragon deck the least amount of time to experiment with it, and instead just allowing those decks that are already pretty well established with Control Priest and Face Hunter to get the first crack at their improvements, and then allowing Zoo, which is already established, to get its improvements, along with Shaman, which really shouldn't change too much. A lot of good Shaman cards are already going to remain good. So, yeah, honestly, I don't know. I'm not sure I really like this kind of layout, where this kind of thing is happening. But, and that's coming from a priest who's getting the improvements to his class before most other classes are really getting their full improvements to benefit from. But that's kind of how Blackrock is going to work. And once again, I can't pull it up, so I'm sorry, guys. But the class cards that... Actually, hang on. Maybe I can. What if I do it like this? Right. Pull it. Okay. That's not gonna work. Sorry, this is taking a while. Again, if it matters to you guys, it is in Blackrock Depths you're getting Quick Shot and Dragon's Breath and Molten Core, Axe Flinger and Lava Shock, and Blackrock Spire, Volcanic Lumber and Twilight Whelp, Blackwing Lair, Dark Iron Skulker and Demon Wrath, and in Hidden Laboratory you get Solemn Vigil. Again, I want to see if I can't pull up an actual list of... Oh! Hang on, here we go. Bam! There's your rewards for each of these. Yep, hang on. I was not done with you. So yeah, those are the rewards that we will be seeing out of Blackrock. And when? Is there a way I can... Let's just drag this more. There we go. So yeah, for those of you who wish for a chart like that, there you go. That is when everything will be released. But yeah, one of the really interesting things is that we don't actually see Ragnaros as a boss here at all. Even though this is Blackrock. Huh. Oh well. I guess there will probably be something with Major Domo Executus as a boss, where he kind of turns into Ragnaros at some point during the match, especially on Heroic. But, yeah. I'm still pretty hyped about Blackrock and getting new cards. I'm not really that happy about Blizzard's release order for these cards. I'm all about getting the new stuff in here and shaking up the meta, and they seem to be holding that off as long as possible through releasing Blackrock, to where the new deck type that needs to be crafted and refined with Dragaden is going to be the last to hit to see play. And basically everybody else's decks will be augmented already with Blackrock cards and will be doing their best to keep Dragaden down. Which really just serves to kind of crush people's hopes of getting Dragaden to work. I have confidence that the deck could work, but when all these other decks are new and improved, facing off against a deck that has never really been played before because it couldn't be played before, people aren't going to be super happy when they start losing at first, and after a while they might lose heart, so hopefully we'll still see Dragaden work, but yeah. While I'm hyped for Blackrock, I am not hyped about the order in which these cards are being released, and that's coming from a priest who's getting his improvements sooner than anyone but Hunter. So, anyway, those are my thoughts, and thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Take care.